Hundeschere. Und damit Peter Wilsonson. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of ID. This episode is very special. Not only is it probably going to be the longest episode we have recorded, it's also probably going to be the first episode where I'm going to try animating. Oh god. Yeah, let's see where that one goes. But in this episode, we're going to be discussing some mildly simple topics. I was thinking about maybe covering, like socialism or Joe Biden, the presidential election. But my friend encouraged me to do one on the American education system, so this is going to be a fun one. So today we're going to be talking about the U.S. education system, and the idea of this is that we all know it's not the best in the world. The Asians have us beat, like they always do. No, I'm kidding. But legitimately, it's actually a big spectrum with our education system. And as someone I know, I shouldn't make this clear. I don't want to sound like a 14-year-old, I'm so deep kid, you know what I mean? Actually, I can probably explain this entire channel, but we're gonna forget about that. I realize the sarcasm in that comment. But the idea is that by definition, I go to a private school because of my higher intellect. Nah, it's because I guess I was like, oh, you're better than this guy at this. It's not like that matters that much because everyone's fucking Boston, Massachusetts. I know I always go to Boston. I guess it's because it's the most popular place in here. I live in Plymouth, but yeah, fuck it, who cares? Like, oh, this you're more smart than Jimmy. So I guess I was more smart than Jimmy, so I got to go to the Catholic school. The Catholic school was very nice. I'm not going to say the names of the Catholic schools. I'm not going to say the names of any of the schools, because fun fact about YouTube and fun fact about schools, they really like going around and snooping, trying to get our names, and I'll think, so, yeah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. So we got that all out of the way, but I will tell you one thing. I did spend a good portion of my life in public schools. I spent the first 4 years of my education in public schools, and that's not that much. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not that much. So I'm going to be going over some, I guess, school stories, if you want to go over that, and how it kind of reflects on the education system. I will also be including other school stories from my friends. Some of my friends have gone to public schools. My editor and I go to the same school. And my other best friend goes to a school that likes to whip his ass constantly. So we're gonna have fun with that one. He's the black guy with the books. But the idea is that, first story, here we go. So this one starts all the way in public school. This is like the big one, I guess you could say it. Boston, Massachusetts, all these places, the majority liberal. That's something you need to know. So I remember distinctly, I drew with a black crayon, and this kind of reflects on the education system and how they really don't want to, they want to monitor their students before anything bad happens, which is weird because they don't seem to do it when you get into high school, but they do it when you're in, a kindergarten. So I remember drawing with a black crayon because I was a polite kid. And I decided to pick last between my friends. And I drew with a black crayon. They're like, is he depressed? I think he's depressed, guys. Have you talked about doing ouchies to yourself? No, of course I fucking haven't. I'm 5? I want to go watch SpongeBob when I get home. I want to go play Mario Bros. Dude, I don't know why I'm trashing those two things. I still fucking do that to this day. But the thing is that they took it so seriously. It's even funnier. I guess they cared about my mental health. Funny thing, next year, This is in kindergarten, by the way, so it's funny. In first grade, there was this kid. I'm not gonna say her name. Her name was the Windy. Windy. Okay, we're gonna call her Windy. Windy was this lovely child who was about the size of a middle-aged garbage man. She was 1 year older than me. She was in second grade, and she was like the size of an adult. I'm pretty sure she had like a 5 o'clock shadow. She was fucking scary. So her sister had a crush on me. I never crushed on her. That doesn't matter. So she started to bully me. This would go from punching to kicking to a lot of weird shit, and it culminated most famously with shoving a rock down my throat, which was a fun time. Yeah, that's why my voice sounds like I have fucking throat cancer. But this is actually true. She did actually try to shove a rock down my throat. I did, like I coughed up. I did do some damage to my throat for a bit. But after a while, my dad and my mom were like, "Yeah, it's fucking stupid. We're sending him to a school where he's not gonna die on a daily basis." That's also where my dad taught me how to play baseball, which it was a reason for high school and middle school. Basically, like, so if anyone fuck with me, I could just take a baseball bat out of my bag and smack him in the fucking head with it. Which, to be honest with you, I still kind of do that when I'm walking back the streets. But, in all honesty, I went to the private school, and it was pretty nice for 2 years, but the main thing was that it was majority liberal. And this is where we get into some other things. Is that when you have a private school, they always try and force a belief down your throat, no matter what. I know it's majority for high schools at least, like Republican, but for like middle schools and elementary schools, it's gonna be it seems to be majority liberal from the people I've interviewed, but I'm in elementary school. I remember distinctly they were very conscious about our people. So this kid used to beat me up every single day, and he was 1 year younger than me. Now, let me be clear. It wasn't like he was bullying me and he wasn't fighting back. He was actually insane. He was crazy, which this becomes funny in 2 seconds. So after a while, I leave that school. I can't do it anymore, so I go to my middle school, which is probably the best school I've ever been to. And there, I met my two best friends, and funny enough, that kid who used to beat me up came in 1 year. Yeah, my instead of my previous principal being like, "Yeah, just care for his feelings, okay?" My fucking middle school principal probably just slapped him across the face and said, you gotta learn how to be a normal person," and gave him drugs or something. He'd prescribe him shit. And yeah, he's normal. I'm friends with him now. I have him on my phone. I don't talk to him that much, but he's still my friend. He's a good guy now. He's perfectly normal, and we can laugh about the crazy shit that we used to do to each other in elementary school. And my middle school principal was a libertarian, I think. I'm 100% sure. He did not like the government. He made very clear to me in 8th grade. In the past 3 years, 5th grade, 6th grade, and 7th grade, it wasn't that clear. But he was 8th grade, and he was yeah, the fucking government sucks, because he was leaving, and he really didn't want government funding, because government funding meant he had to follow their rules or something, I don't know. But I remember distinctly, and this brings up a point that we're going to bring up in further detail later. But just remember that my principal had a parent board, not a parent-teacher board, just a parent board. And they basically controlled most of what he had to do. He was the final say in everything, but he was kind of outnumbered in that situation. So I moved to high school, and high school is the same exact thing. You get the idea. Time to talk about the politics beyond this, because I want to talk about this because it's pretty funny. I personally believe, and what a lot of people believe, is that the public education system should not be like the main education system, because that the main education system should be like, oh, public education system should be like the poor people. That's what a lot of people make it sound like, at least. And when I first heard it, I was like, that's fucked up. Okay. But the more I understand it, it's basically the idea that the public education system should be people who can't afford the like private schools and stuff, and they should probably be getting assistance. And the public education system needs to improve. We all fucking know this. We get tests like every 2 seconds, okay? And then in the fucking, like, we get a state test. The fucking New York gets a state test. In New York, let's be clear, New York, your fucking Regents exams, they're terrible, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you all, like, stupid or something? Those things are fucking piss easy. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, here's your IQ, you Jesus Christ. I am ashamed to be your neighbor, state-wise. But, so yeah, other than, that's another thing onto the whole idea that the public education system is bad. We also took the Iowa tests, which also didn't mean deal. I still don't really understand what they mean. The thing is that they constantly grade our tests and give us tests. You know, you gotta get them. You gotta do this test, and this test, or that test, AP test, the entrance exams, fucking final exams, regencies, Iowas, all that other shit. You know what I mean? The state tests, right? You know, the states. You know what I mean? I hate all of it. I think it's stupid. I think really testing is it's a flawed way of doing it. Now I want to make this clear, so running thing that's going to be on this show. I want to call out the problems. I'm going to try and fix them to my best of my ability, but I can't really do that because I have not had a fully developed brain yet. So I'm not, don't expect me to be like Stephen Hawking and be like, oh, yep, I know what to do, yeah. You gotta change the scorings and, like, do a curve and shit. No, I don't know how to fucking do that. Like, all I know, actually, no. We're gonna go back to New York one more time. Gonna go down south. They have the algebra regions. And the algebra regions is really stupid easy. I think, what was it? I think you have to get a 27 to pass, like something like that. You got to get 27% to pass the test. Because the curve is so fucking high. I'm thinking to myself, algebra was kind of a hard course when I was a kid. I took it in 8th grade. And I was like, oh, it's a little hard to learn, you know. Just gotta learn the binomials and the trinomials and the fucking, what's it called? I'm in summer mode, I can't fucking think. And the fucking, the foils, box method, fucking hate box method. I still don't get it. And the graphing calculus, all that shit. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a little hard to learn. I get maybe 50%. 50% would make sense. Not 27. From what I understand, and I did ask some people who lived in New York, and basically their answer was, one of them was just black people. That was it. They was just, oh, why is that? It's black people. It's black people. That didn't make sense. From what I understand, and I'm going to try my best not to be offensive with this, it's from quote unquote, I'm using this term very loosely, ghetto neighborhoods or bad neighborhoods with very, very low educations. They're trying to appeal to everyone. And when you're appealing to everyone, you're benefiting a large amount and screwing over a small amount. That's always something that happens. It's with communism, it's with everything, really. You know what I mean? And with that, you screw over the kids because they're going up against these big kids, I guess. So they try to make it easier. And making it easier not only probably made it hard for the schools to understand what the fuck's going on, but you have that curving system, which is so fucking stupid. It blows my mind. You gotta be kidding me. You spend your school spends, probably thousands of dollars to fucking get the tests. I don't know if you have to pay for them in New York. I think you do in Boston, in Massachusetts. I keep saying Boston, for fuck's sake. And you see that shit. You see all that shit. And you look up at, like, the higher ranking kids, I don't know, going to private schools, going to fucking, like gifted academies. I fucking hate gifted academies, okay? Let's be clear here, okay? There's a big difference between private school and gifted academies. I don't like that. Fucking, listen. I don't know. That's just a personal opinion of mine. It's like, there's a thing, like, just quick, like, 30-second side note. I don't like it when parents, like, go in and give their kids, like, yes, my kid is the smartest kid in the world. And yeah, this isn't going to be animated, it's going to be animatics. But he's like, my kid's the smartest kid in the world, I'm going to put him in this, like, gifted academy and basically have him have no fucking childhood. Be like, oh, yeah, he's got to learn geometry at, like, 10 years old. Yeah, what do you mean he's going to grow up to be a serial killer by the fact that he was never able to actually mature as a child? He's still talking about SpongeBob when he's in high school, when he's learning about rocket physics. You know what I mean? He never learned about himself, really, so he doesn't know fucking have sex and shit, but no. He's gifted. Obviously, that's an exaggeration. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's, like, a good portion of the people who go to gifted academies, because I feel bad for them. I mean, I feel more bad for those people than I do at the special needs academies. Because the special needs places, I like the special needs places, you know what I mean? Like, first, 50% chance of going to special needs academy, you gotta find a friend, you know what I mean? Dude, like, legit, those places, they got, like, the nicest people, okay? Nice people. There's also the kids who are violent, but that's, like, 1% of them. There's, like, a 50% chance you're gonna find fucking Lenny from Ice and Men. He's gonna give you a big hug. And you're like, you're my best friend now. I'm like, yeah, I am. It's fucking beautiful. So there's my two opinions that will probably get me canceled in 3 years. But here's another thing. So the state tests, they kind of fuck with that. But either way, public school is kind of meant to, like it's very crappily made. Like, we always hear the jokes, not even jokes, of like, oh, we're cutting music, we're cutting gym, we're cutting all this shit. We're cutting all these classes and stuff. And first of all, I think we need to make a tier list by now. I'm not even joking, like, tier list of the classes, you know what I mean? Like, S tier is science, math, social studies, and English, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like A tier is like computers or fucking... literature, not literature, I don't know. Fucking A tier is just gym. A tier is just gym. You know what I mean? And basically just keep going down into territory that you don't really need to go through. Music class is stupid. Music and art class is stupid. That is extremely hypocritical. For saying that music is dumb. Not music, art class. Both of them are not that good. I know how to play the ukulele. I know how to play one song on the piano. Did not learn that from music class. We learned about... I got a music history class in 8th grade. And that was it, really. I didn't even learn anything about music. We learned about Queen. Freddie Mercury had AIDS. That was basically all I got from it. So, there's gotta be some way. Like, I don't know. And it's very ineffective because, like, obviously if you want to, like, make the school a better place, you gotta raise taxes. And raising taxes means making the taxpayers pay more. And it's a fucking never-ending cycle of hatred and shit. Do I think that you should spend a shit ton of money making a good school? Or making a great school? No, not really. Because let's be clear here, a lot of towns, especially my town, does not have a large child population, okay? And I'm not spending, I think we have a stupidly high education rate all of a sudden. And that's funny because our school still complete shit. But, like, they have a high fucking education rate. And it blows my mind that all this shit's going down. and yet they can't fucking fix the schools. Like, you gotta pay $20,000 fucking of taxpayer money for 1 year to improve our schools. Like, you fucking kidding me? Or the school's still shit. How about you build a fucking metal detector or some shit? Get a security guard. Get better disciplinary shit. Like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't think I'm not trashing private schools, because I am. I think private schools are just a little bit less worse. There are so many people in my private school that I despise. It blows my mind. And I'm not gonna be like one of those people. If you're like 12 watching this, let me give you some high school advice. High school advice with Tom. There we go. One. Just don't really even try at if you have a shadow day. This is my only advice, and this is gonna sound really shallow, so keep me in mind, okay? First day school, if it's a shadow day, like you're not really doing any work that day, you're gonna stay in your homeroom getting a taste of the high school and shit. First shadow day, instantly talk to as many people as you want. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt your nuts, maybe. I don't know, like, it's gonna maybe make you feel very anxious and awkward, but fucking do it, because you're gonna be the cool guy when you do that. Now, a lot of people get out of not talking to anyone on the shadow day. One of them is me. I was lucky enough to get out of that because of a certain running joke in my school. I'm not gonna say it, but there is a running joke in my school that is not negative. Somehow I got that one, and it makes me popular, I guess. Join a club. That too. Join a club. Like, do baseball. Join a club. That's about it, really. Oh, and don't do drugs and sex and shit. Maybe do. If you want to do sex, I don't know. Use protection. But don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, kid. Don't do the vapes. Because not only will you probably fuck up your lungs because of the bands and shit, you're also probably going to look like a massive fucking soy boy. Don't do that, okay? Well, let's be clear here. The main thing keeping me away from vapes isn't the fucking cancer. It's me looking like cancer. Man, I don't want to look like a soy boy. You know what I mean? And next, probably next, last one. It's just, don't like, fight people. Just don't do it. Like, you look like, if you're a freshman trying to fight like fucking senior, you look stupid. Freshman trying to fight all of our seniors. It did not end well for him. It's pretty bad, actually. He's not dead or anything, let's be clear here. But it was not a fun time for him. So either way, talking about our school and how it is. The main thing you should probably take away from our school is that if you have money, you don't have to worry about anything. There's a lot of kids in my school who get there because their parents are rich, and that's obvious. Probably the biggest example is that there's one I guess you even buy popularity because all you need to do is look hot, which is a lot harder for men because we're men and we don't like lying to people. We don't wear makeup, except for that one guy in our school, but he doesn't count. Just shut up. Okay. So this is this one girl, the most popular girl in junior year, which I'm going into next year, is a girl named Sita. I don't know. Her name is Sita. Sita is 5'1". This is not a joke. She's shorter than Napoleon. White hair, blondish white hair. She has this. It's what I like to call dye hair. Dyed hair. It's basically hair that is completely dead. Like, you've dyed it so much that it's dead. And she's and she insists that she's blonde. She's obviously not, because her hair is bordering on being a mix between gray, like pure white and blonde, which is not good. So it's gross. It's weird and stuff. Worst thing about it, she wears like a pound of makeup. It's weird, okay? Let's be clear here. If you're going to high school wearing makeup, like maybe like what is it called? Like the minor stuff. Maybe do that. I don't care. But a lot, like eyeshadow and like fake eyebrows and fake fucking eyelashes, which I don't. Oh God, who touches their eyelashes? It's weird. But that stuff, you kind of look a little bit of a. I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean. You don't look very. You look very open, and that's true for her, because she does not do that well, not that well, in honesty. And that's nothing against her. She's had some shitty things done to her because of this stuff. There was a video of her that was very inappropriate, and it was really bad, and I feel so bad for her. And that doesn't, and I thought she was an asshole at first, and she is kind of shallow, but I don't know. It's not my problem. I cheated off of her for fucking God knows how long. That's a fun story. This wasn't like tests and shit. This was like labs, which is also another thing. In fucking like high school and shit, if you're a hot chick, you can just like cheat for the rest of for 5 years, not 5 years, for all 4 years, because like dudes who like the simps, I like that word now. The simps, are like, I'll give you the answers. Because I'm your friend. And I'm like, yeah, great, bye. Great, Jim. Yeah, you're doing great, man. Godspeed, man. So I always get the good answers, because you get the fucking nerds to, they threaten them with sex. Like, I fucking appease them with, like, oh, I'll do it. You've always had that beautiful face. I like sensitive boys, actually. Yeah, it's disgusting. I fucking hate that shit. Listen, as a man, I believe that we are better than this shit. We ain't falling for this crap, and yet we do. This episode is very, very loosely based on school now, I realize. But the seriousness of this is actually, true. But you can see all these people walking around school and stuff, being like, oh, this, and this, and this, and that. They're putting their faces basically buck nude on Instagram. And I remember distinctly, her and I got into a fight. And funny thing about this fight is it's one of my most best memories I've ever had in my life. I win the fight. Bell rings. I go into the boys' bathroom because 50 of the boys, half the boys in the class go into the boys' bathroom. They're all hiding. I come out. I say, "What the hell happened?" And they all come out just shaking me up, going "Yeah, you fucking did it, Tom. Good job." It was great. I loved it, man. It's you did it, man. And I was what the fuck's going on? And they're like, yeah, you slayed the witch or some shit. They were these are including jocks, to be clear. That needs to be said. All boys, they're all centered in one spot, to be honest with you. All being goofy and jokey with each other. But and they give me a bunch. Some kid gave me $50 because of that, and I was yeah, I'm fine with this. I can buy myself some new baseballs or some shit. I don't know. And so that was great. I remember distinctly she was I was making fun of her because she was doing shit on Instagram. To be honest, we were fighting with each other in the middle of class. Teacher didn't stop. It lasted 20 minutes. And I was you put your face up on Instagram. I was what's the problem? Are you jealous or something? He's no, I just feel bad for I just think your parents are terrible Because if you have 10,000 followers on Instagram, that means that at least like two of those people are guaranteed pedophiles who are masturbating to you, which is fucking disgusting and makes me very concerned about your fucking self-consciousness. Because you really need to do that. That needs to be stressed. All you high school girls who are putting yourself up on Instagram, I know like maybe at most one or two. Even if I get like a billion subscribers or some shit, only probably one or two are gonna fucking listen to this because it's a guy with Boston accent, fucking talking about opinions. Like, dude, you fucking, there's people masturbating to you. That's not the problem. I don't care if you look hot, okay? I don't care. Listen, you realize that like anything a guy wants to do can easily be done on Pornhub. The only people who are going to like this shit mainly are going to be the fucking 30-year-old people, like fucking momos in prison or some shit. Not only just prison, their house and shit. Fucking jacking it to your fucking body, which is disgusting. And the fact that some parents just allow this, knowing this, is fucking scary. But, that's besides the point. But at the end of the day, it's just, high school is just bad. The whole, like, girls versus boys initiative. With the exception of my friend's school. He goes to an all-boys school. That's, like, the good school. Like, the really good school. I'm at the second best. He's at the best. Now, the best school is not a school for the gifted. The best school is called something, I'm not gonna fucking say it. I'm gonna call it fucking his school. His school is a school. It's very, very tough on you. When my friend, he was in a group, we're gonna call him Glasses. I'll call him Glasses in this episode. I feel like a fucking, like one of them, like 80s bullies. Hey, Glasses, how you doing? Hey, Glasses? So anyway, Glasses was, he's like the crazy guy. It was fun. Hitting fun, riled up and shit. He's great. I loved him. He's still my friend to this day. We're gonna probably hang out after this fucking episode's recorded. So, Glasses, when I went to this school, instantly was like, oh fuck, this school is hard. He has so much homework. He has 5 hours of homework in freshman year. 5 hours. What the fuck? Dude, like, it's scary. Which is even more funny because in sophomore year, he had like, I think 4 hours and I had none because I have fucking thing called free periods in our school, which are very fucked up. If I ever revisit this topic, I'll get more into it. And basically what it means is that I don't have a lunch period, but I was lucky and I have it. For the past 2 years, I've had a free period every single day. But if you didn't, you just couldn't eat that day, which is probably borderline child abuse. But we're gonna go past that. But he's carrying these books. He has iPads in school. But if he legitimately, if he didn't, it would have been like back in the 80s, like that school was like one of the, like the fucking hard carries, where you had to carry like at least 30 pounds of books. Like by the time you come out, you're gonna be like fucking look like fucking Randy Savage and shit, like with his fucking like double jacked arms because you're carrying like 50 pounds worth of books to every fucking class while sprinting. You know what I mean? And he's always like, yeah, man, I can't hang out today. Oh, I can't go anywhere today. Oh, we can't do this today. We can't do that today. And this is nothing against him. Okay, I'm proud of him. He's doing great. You know what I mean? And at this point is like, I asked him if he was going back this year. He was like, listen, at this point, I've come halfway. Might as well just fucking finish it. And to be honest with you, that's a good work ethic. Because the second he fucking graduates there, I'm like, I went to this school. And they're like, boom, you're in. You know what I mean? It's great. I like that school. It's great school. But it fucking grades on them. And that's, like, the main idea here. A lot of that shit grades on people. You know what I mean? Like, all these schools can be just fucking whipped out and, like, be bribed. A lot of these schools can be bribed. Last thing, I guess, for this episode. 8th grade, this kid fell flat on his face. He died. No, he didn't. What the fuck? Why say that? No, he didn't die. He looked like he died. his mom, the mom of the kid who attacked him and almost killed this kid, was like, if you expel my kid, I'm gonna take away my money. So take away your all the money I gave into the school. I'm gonna want it back. And so my principal was like, I can't fucking expel this kid because this woman's fucking blackmailing me. So then she wanted to expel one of my friends. I'm not gonna say that because now I don't think even some of my friends know about this. And he was like, oh fuck it, your kid's out. And then the kid who almost killed the other kid was out. But the fact that for like a month he couldn't expel the kid is a fucking scary thought. Like, imagine if this got like bullying into account, like, and he was a very fair man, going to like Christian high school with all the brothers who were like, yeah, if you give us $1,000, we'll just get rid of your son's detention. You know what I mean? My Billy would never hurt anyone. Here's 10,000. You know what I mean? Sad. So either way, that's this episode. This episode's gonna be fucking fun to animate over. See you. Bye.